The Big Bash playoffs just started today, and the first playoff was a very interesting match. Before we begin, I'd like to ask you all to please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you're updated whenever I upload a new video. So as mentioned yesterday, the first playoff was between the Perth Scorchers and the Sydney Sixers. And like I said, this was a very interesting match. So let's have a look at the overview of today's game. So the Perth Scorchers batted first and set a very average total of 147. A total that I don't think Perth Scorchers were very happy with after the first innings. So yeah, let's take a look at the first innings. Mitch Marsh unfortunately was not able to get going and only scored 5 runs from his 7 balls. Definitely something to worry about for the Perth Scorchers. However, Finn Allen, continuing with the form that he has been on, he scored 49 runs from 30 balls, just short of his 50. Finn Allen is a very special player because Finn Allen does not look at what the condition is. Finn Allen has, when he goes into bat, he has already decided that, okay, I'm going to go in, I'm going to play 4 or 5 balls, and then I'm just going to get going. He stayed for 4 or 5 balls, tried to, recognize what the pitch is doing, and straight away he just shot off. Started hitting 6s, 4s, boundaries, going aggressive at the bowlers, attacking them, and playing his normal game. Unfortunately, he was just shy of his 50, but no doubt still played an outstanding knock. Aaron Hardy scored 17 from 19. A good knock, but a little bit more is expected from Aaron Hardy. Ashton Turner scored 29 from 21, a very crucial innings as, like I said, the Perth Scorchers did not score a big total, so almost every run counts here. Hy Richardson came in and finished it off by scoring 20 runs from 18 balls. Again, a very crucial knock because, like I said, every run in this first innings for Perth Scorchers was very important. So other than those performances, there were not many runs scored by the rest of the players. And with that, the Perth Scorchers set a target of 147, which, like I said, I personally don't think the Perth Scorchers were happy with that target they set. However, let's have a look at the Sydney Sixers bowling. Mitchell Starc took 2 wickets. Ben Dwarshuis also took 2 wickets. Joel Davies took 1, Jack Edwards took 2, and Benjamin Manenti took 1. So that was the overview of the first innings. Let's have a look at the second innings. And the Sydney Sixers are chasing 147, a score which realistically should be very easily chaseable for the Sydney Sixers. So to start off, very unfortunately, Babar Azam gets out on the second ball of the innings. A very controversial wicket. I personally do not think he was out. However, umpire's call is the umpire's call and you cannot argue with that. Cooper Connolly took the wicket of Babar Azam in the second ball of the innings, and so now a lot of pressure is on Steve Smith's shoulders because, now he really needs to do something because Babar Azam is out straight away. Then comes in Josh Philippe. Josh Philippe scores 13 from 12 balls. And then Josh Philippe is gone as well. Moises Henriques scored 2 runs from his 5 balls and he is also gone. Jack Edwards is out on a duck. Joel Davies only scores 8 runs from 7 balls. Joel Davies is a player who has been playing very crucial knocks for the Sydney Sixers throughout the Big Bash. And unfortunately, he was not able to get going today. And he was a very important player today. Just after Joel Davies, Steve Smith also gets out. Steve Smith played a very good knock of 37 from 24. I think if Steve Smith just stuck in, the final result could have been different. And finally, Ben Dwarshuis scored 10 and Manenti scored 11. That is the overview of the second innings, and unfortunately, Sydney Sixers got all out on just 99 runs. So Sydney Sixers were unsuccessful in chasing a very small target. However, the credit goes to Perth Scorchers because they bowled so well. let's have a look at their bowlers. Marley Beardman, the key bowler today, took 3 wickets. He was so good today. His line and length was so aggressive. He took 2 wickets in his first over, and he was definitely the standout bowler today. Cooper Connolly took 2. Hy Richardson took 1. David Payne took 2. And Brody Couch took 1. That was the overview of the first playoff. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow in the second playoff between the Hobart Hurricanes and the Melbourne Stars. The Sydney Sixers will then play the winner of that match, and then the winner of that final playoff will go through to the final. The Perth Scorchers have already made a place for themselves in the final, and the Big Bash is now getting interesting. Thank you guys. I'll see you tomorrow.